Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. Now pray for the soul of this explorer. It's time for 31 Days of Horror. Hello again, Terence McGuana here, and welcome back to my 31 Days of Horror. And on tonight's episode we're going to look at the science fiction horror film Videodrome from 1983. Max Wren controls Civic TV, a Toronto television station that specialises in sensationalist programming. While using an unlicensed satellite dish, he comes across a Malaysian broadcast called Videodrome that depicts real murder and torture. Max is intrigued by this, believing it to be the future of television, and from watching it begins to experience mind-bending hallucinations. I first saw this film on BBC Two on a television show called Moviedrome. I think it was in 1998. They did a David Cronenberg season where they showed The Fly, they showed Videodrome, Shivers and Rabid. They showed those like over a few nights, maybe a couple of weeks. I think they did a double bill with Videodrome and Shivers, and I'd seen them both at the same time on that night. It was a great night of television. I sorely missed that show, Moviedrome. It really brought a lot of weird cult films to my attention. Stuff like Assault on Precinct 13, Capricorn 1. You know, these movies I would never have seen at such an early age if it weren't for this terrific television programme. And there doesn't seem to be anything like that now, not on television anyway. There doesn't seem to be this sort of cult television programme where they would do like a little introduction to the movie and then you would watch it and then you'd do another introduction to the next movie. That was an absolute gift on BBC Two. And anyway, so I saw Videodrome for the very first time on a Sunday night, and it was absolutely mind-blowing, right? What an incredible film. And it was funny because when the film does have some quite extreme violent sort of depictions in it, not really the violent depictions explicitly, but just the ideas of it. The idea that here's this gentleman who is one of the scuzziest characters. James Woods is this lead character, Max Wren, in this film, and he had such a knack for playing scuzzy characters like this. Another one that comes to mind is Ted Kotcheff's Split Image. If you've never seen Split Image, you need to check that out right away. That is an absolutely fantastic film about a kid who gets embroiled in a cult, and his father has to break him out of the cult and hires sleazy James Woods to do the job. There's so many scuzzy characters that he was really good at. But yeah, Videodrome is such an interesting film, and I think when you look at the ideas behind it, you know, they're the ideas of sex and violence on television being used, regardless of it being real or not. The Videodrome is this television program where it's basically snuff films on television, right? And this character is quite happy to put this on his television station. It really kind of shows the lack of morality in modern culture, lack of morality amongst business. You know, you will sell your grandmother to make a profit, and that's what this character kind of resembles. But the movie goes even deeper into that when you watch this Videodrome show, right, it's not what it seems, right? Videodrome is almost like the stuff in a way. It's like something that's there to get you addicted, and also to use in some way to control your mind. That is the ultimate goal of this Videodrome. In 1983 this film came out, which was when the video era was really booming, right? It was just about to really take off. You know, it was before Blockbuster had come out and stuff like that. Before it became massive, Videodrome had come out, and it was round about the time of the famous Video Nasties scare, where a lot of people were really scared about their children getting their hands on really disturbing, violent horror films and reenacting them some way. You know, these films are corrupting your mind and you're going to actually commit crimes off the back of it. And the tabloid newspapers loved that story. They loved the idea that here was this enemy, this videotape that was going to corrupt everybody's mind. And I get an idea from this that maybe David Cronenberg was well aware of this, well aware of the fear around videotape, and I think he kind of incorporated that into Videodrome. I do understand that his original idea came from living in Canada and being able to pick up television stations in America. That he could, you know, with just his aerial, he could pick up a neighbouring country's television broadcast, and he found that really strange that he would actively try and do this, and he was kind of scared that what if he picked up something that he wasn't supposed to, and that was kind of where the germ of the idea of Videodrome came from. But I think he wrote this idea like years and years before the film got made, so I feel here that he's added this sort of the fear around videotape and this changing medium into this film, and I find that really interesting. I'm a total dork for videotape. Even now I still have a great affinity towards videotapes. I just think they were magical. They revolutionised the film business. Whether the Hollywood studios wanted it to or not, they absolutely did. And they allowed average Joes like me to be able to rewatch films again and again and again, as opposed to having to wait, you know, until it was at a film festival again or a revival screening. That I could watch Citizen Kane again all the time if I wanted. Watch any particular scene. No one could have done that before in history unless you owned your own projector. And yeah, the Videodrome is one of those films that is definitely a sort of time capsule that captures that anxiety around this medium, and the film is really captivating. I love the way it bends between reality and fantasy. I love the hallucinations in this. The whole part where he's just pressing his face against the television, where he shoots the television and the television starts bleeding, or when he's like whipping the TV. There's just so many iconic moments in this film, and I love the ending. I think the ending is absolutely perfect. It's like it's just incredible, some of the visuals in it. I think Rob Bottin, I might be wrong here, but I'm sure it was Rob Bottin that worked on the effects for Videodrome, and they look stunning. Even now, I mean, 1983, what's that? It's nearly 40 years ago, and this film looks perfect. The imagery is brilliant, and it's just dazzling to watch. The cast are perfect. James Woods is perfect at playing a scuzzy, sleazy cable TV guy, right? And the Debbie Harry's fine, you know. It's great to see Debbie Harry, you know. She's an absolute rock legend in my eyes, right? And it's just, you know, she plays the part fine. She's not in it very much, but she's perfectly fine in the movie, and the rest of the cast are fine as well. What I think really stands out is just David Cronenberg's outrageous ideas. The guy's got that amazing ability to put some really outrageous ideas and make them semi-palatable. I know that not everyone loves his films such as Dead Ringers, Scanners and stuff like that, but yeah, I do. I think David Cronenberg is an absolute genius, right? I've still yet to give Crash another watch. I remember not liking it when it came out, but to be honest, I felt that way with a lot of David Cronenberg films, that on a first watch I was like, huh, what? You know, besides The Fly. Now, thank you for watching my review of Videodrome. I don't think I did this film justice. I'm feeling really exhausted by this 31 Days of Horror, and tried to just get it out there as quickly as I could. Maybe in the future I'll revisit this movie and do a proper analysis of it, really go through with it with a microscope and try to get to the bottom of what this film is about. But if anyone has any suggestions, any sort of comments about Videodrome, you've seen the film, and anything that you would say was one of the interesting aspects about it, or if you didn't like it, why do you think that I'm just misguided in giving this film so much praise, then put it in the comments. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, hit the subscription button, and I'll be back tomorrow with another 31 Days of Horror. Until then, peace, love, rock and roll. Terence McGuana, cheerio.